Hello, dear viewers. Have you ever wondered why a complex number has more than one root? In this video, I will help you understand complex root both visually and step by step. No confusion, no memorization. Take note that we are going to explain in details what complex roots are. To begin with our explanation, let's ask ourselves the question, what does root mean? To analyze this question or to answer this question, let's take the case of real numbers. For the case of real numbers, let's consider the number 9. Okay? The square root of 9 equals to 2, equals to 3, sorry. Why? Because 3 squared equals to 9. The cube root of 8 equals to 2. Why? Simply because 2 to the power 3 equals to 8. For the case of real of complex numbers, take note that when we say the nth root of a complex number z, we are looking for all complex number w such that w to the power n equals to z. That is, the nth root of w equals to the nth root of z equals to w. In the case of complex numbers, we have multiple roots. Why do we have multiple roots? The key reason here is because of angles. Remember, we did mention that a complex number can be written in polar form as r times cosine of theta plus I sine theta. So one reason is that the cosine, the trigonometry function cosine and sine are periodic. They repeat themselves after every 2 pi. Or alternatively, this can be explained using this diagram here. Let's say for instance this is a complex number with modulus r and angle theta, right? The modulus r. Can you see that if you rotate this complex number after 2 pi, what happens? We have the same angle. So after every 2 pi, there is a repetition of the angle of a complex number. That is why this explains the reason why there exists multiple roots to a complex number. Now, let's talk about the polar form of the roots of a complex number. There exists a formula which is very critical to obtain the end root of a complex number. The end root of a complex numbers, the end roots of complex numbers are given by the formula zk equals to the nth root of r times cosine of theta plus 2k pi divided by n plus I sine theta plus 2k pi divided by n, whereby k varies from 0 to n minus 1. You might ask the question, how do we use this formula? This formula becomes very easy to use whenever you practice, because practice makes perfect. Whenever you practice examples on this topic, it will become familiar to you and you're going to find it very easy to use. Now, before we show you how to use this formula, let's have a look at the visual representation of what we call the nth root of a complex number. So here on this diagram, we have what? We have our Argand diagram. We have the real axis here. We have the imaginary axis here. These dots, these white dots here represent the nth root of a complex number with modulus the nth root of z. Therefore, can you see that each of these complex roots are evenly spaced? In fact, there exists an equal angular spacing between the roots. Okay, as you can see, they are even. If you consider these roots here, there exists an equal distance or equal angular spacing between each of these roots. So this diagram shows to us that in fact complex roots lie on a circle and they are symmetrically distributed. So that is a little representation of the end root of a complex number. Let's dive into an example on how to make use of the formula that was shown to you previously. So here we want to find the cube root of 3 plus 4i, and we are asked to give our answer in polar form. So how do we go about this? We begin by looking for the radius r, which is given by the square root of 3 squared plus 4 squared, and the answer here is what? is 5. We look for the angle. This complex number lies in the first quadrant, so we no need to do any convention or something of that nature. We'll just have to apply the formula arctan of y divided by x. In this case, our y is what? We have arctan of 4 divided by 3, and the answer is given by 0.927 radians. Make sure calculator is in radians to obtain the same value. Now, we remember our formula given by the nth roots of the complex number is given by the formula, or given by the formula, the nth root of r times cosine of theta plus 2k pi divided by n plus I sine theta plus 2k pi divided by n, whereby k varies from 0, 1 up to n minus 1. Now, when k equals to 0, what do we obtain? We have the first root, which is z0, equals to, remember this is n. In this case, the cube root represents n equals to 3, right? So we're going to have the cube root here of 5 times cosine. If k equals to 0, this becomes theta only. So we're going to have our theta, which is 0.927 divided by 3 plus I sine 0.927 divided by 3. And the answer here is given by 1.71 times cosine of what? 0.309 plus I sine 0.309. That is the first root. When k equals to 1, we have z1 equals to the cube root of 5 times cosine of 0.927. Remember, k equals to 1 here, so we're going to have 2 pi here. 2 times 1 is 2, so we'll have 2 pi divided by 3 plus I sine 0.927 plus 2 pi divided by 3. After simplification, we obtain 1.71 times cosine of 2.403 plus I sine 2.403 radians. Okay, when k equals to 2, remember this is the last one, remember it's up to n minus 1. N is 3, so 3 minus 1 is 2. So we have the last one, which is k equals to 2. Our third root, which is z2, will be equals to the cube root of 5 times what? Cosine of 0.927 plus, we have 2 here. 2 times 2, 4. So we're going to have here 4 pi divided by 3 plus I sine 0.927 plus 4 pi divided by 2, by 3, sorry, divided by 3. So we're going to have 1.71 here times cosine of 4.498 plus I sine 4.498. Okay, but remember, for the last one here, there's a little manipulation we need to do here, because remember, as was mentioned in the previous videos, the polar form is given with the principal value of the argument, such that that principal value is in the interval minus pi pi. So since here is bigger than pi, we have to decrease, we have to subtract. The principal value here is given by the argument, this argument 4.498 minus 2 pi, and we're going to get what here? We're going to get minus 0.364. Therefore, our Z2 now will be 1.71 times cosine of minus 0.364 plus I sine 0.364. And that is how we obtain these various roots of the complex number z plus 4i. Remember, we leave it in polar form because that is the request from the exercise. This is how we look at the or look for the complex roots of a given complex number. But there are some common mistakes. Please, when you look for the complex number or the roots of a complex number, don't fall into the trap that some students make or to the mistake that some make. The mistake that some make is that they just find one root and they stop there. No, you have to find all the end roots and don't mix up rectangular form and polar form. If your question requires to give your answer in rectangular form, leave it in rectangular form. If it requires you to give your answer in polar form, leave it in polar form. Okay? So always remember, complex roots are all about rotation and symmetry. So to summarize what we have studied so far, to understand complex roots, it's important to convert it to polar form, apply the root formula, think in circle and in angles. Remember, understand what happens, don't memorize. Thank you for following this video up to the end. If you saw that you could grab something very important, if this video helped you so much, feel free to like, comment and share this video and subscribe for more clear mathematical explanation. Or please, you can comment if you want a full exam style question for our next video. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.